That settles it. No son of mine is ever going to prom, unless I find out there is a sweet disco soundtrack. Yes, what Halloween and Black Christmas did for holiday horror films, and what Friday the 13th did for summer horror, Prom Night does for the high school set slasher. Marty Ranson sends you a very nice thank you card with a poisoned apple. Prom Night was released in 1980 and stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. It'll be a comedic satire on par with what Leslie and Linda Blair did in Repossessed. Or maybe it'll have more in common with the other 1980 Jamie Lee slasher Terror Train. Like that film, this is also a Canadian movie, as this one was shot in Toronto, and this is another revenge slasher where a terrible accident occurred years prior and someone's gotta pay. The killer simply prefers to wait until prom night to seek out his revenge, because at least then he can get a free spiked drink and dance the night away. There's some other ties to the Halloween franchise too, as it was Halloween producer Irwin Yablans who suggested to the film's director Paul Lynch that doing a horror film set around a holiday isn't a bad idea. This was pitched to producer Peter Simpson, who liked the idea, and financing, which started out difficult, grew a little easier when they secured Jamie Lee Curtis for the role, who replaced the Brady Bunch's Eve Plum for the role of Kim Hammond. With a story from Robert Guza Jr., who wrote Curtains, I have the feeling this will be a fine slasher, as Paul Lynch and writer William Gray previously did a movie called Blood and Guts. Though I don't think that's a horror film. Why does this wrestling movie lack decapitations? They also did Humongous, too. You know, the one about the hairy ape-man on an island. You're not getting into this prom, buddy. All killers must be the appropriate age. What more is there to say? All you had to do was walk into a pitch meeting and say, I've got Carrie meets Halloween meets Saturday Night Fever. Now go make this thing so I can watch it. This is Prom Night. Oh no, we've had our first casualty. Who hit the cameraman on the head? Never mind, he was just distracted by the mirror. Gotta make sure there's no reflections in the shot while the kids be creepy.
Killers are coming. Killers are coming. Killers are coming.
Before Nintendo, there wasn't much for the kids to do. There's lots of games to play in this abandoned convent. You can play hide and seek or join a cult. You can run to the nearest ghost girl gathering from an Elm Street movie. Anything's possible if you use your imagination. Ready or not, here I come.
The killer is coming. The killer's gonna get you.
You just have to tag the opponent. No need to murder them. While the franchise is kind of a quasi-anthology series, there's some similarities in each one. One of them being that this actor, Brock Simpson, who's the producer's son, is in all four, but is different characters. No word on the other kids, dressed as their short-lived girl gang, the Mamburglars. Young Robin Hammond sticks around, though, on account of it being too confusing if the other kid is 12 or 35. Don't go in there, the cinematography clearly shows it's a horror film, along with the co-writer, the cinematographer, Robert New, and the composer, Paul Zaza, also worked on Curtains as well. I like how this game of hide and seek is shot like it's the end of the movie, and the final girl is hiding out. And I don't know about this game.
Kill! Killer's gotcha.
All you have to do is just say kill without actually doing anything. Save that for the PG-13 remake. Go figure, though, the kids who run around buildings and shout kill, kill, kill are also no good bullies. They're the upper middle class version of the bullies from Pumpkinhead. Also, what do you think is gonna happen? She's either gonna fall out the window or step on a nail and require a tetanus shot. Well, falling out a window it is. So I win the game, right? Best come up with a plan.
If we tell anyone, they'll say it's our fault. Who believe it was an accident? We'll go home now and never ever tell anyone.
She's not just thinking fast, she's thinking smart. Have y'all done this before? Even the building wants to make sure she's dead. I'm sure that just landed on the sidewalk. She's fine. Don't worry, Principal Frank Drebin is on his darkest case yet. It was Nordberg, we all know it. Let's just get her all bandaged up and back to normal. Or, put a caution sign in front of the abandoned building. Should I be making jokes? It is 6 years later, but the grave still says too soon. And there's the siblings, Kim and Alex. I can tell it's Alex. He hasn't changed his look in 6 years. Now I don't know if you're 20 or 45. Who cares about sad shit? It's prom season.
Have a date for the prom yet? Mm-mm.
He also wants to go with Ben Tramer. Another trademark of the series, too, is that they're all set at Hamilton High School, and I'm sure they all have red herring characters, like the kindly yet creepy janitor. He also has to survive the movie so he can live on centuries in the future and give some slasher exposition in Jason X. And it doesn't matter what time of year it is, it's still Black Christmas.
Hello? Jude, can you come out to play?
Sure, why the hell not? I don't know about stranger danger yet. And how does everyone in this seem like a serial killer?
Hey, beautiful, need a lift?
No thanks.
Come on, I won't bite.
No, I will not be in your Nickelodeon show. This seems legit.
Well, I've heard about guys like you running over girls on the sidewalk.
If they're good looking, I give them a ride.
I see nothing wrong with getting in the car of the before picture of Jared Fogle. A free ride's a free ride. And thus Unsolved Mysteries was created. What's with everyone in this? Hang on, I gotta answer the phone. I know it's the killer calling, but at least I'm not getting in the car with him yet. She'll be safe with Drew.
Drew, this horrible voice on the telephone.
Heavy breather?
It was worse than that.
He turned you on, didn't he?
You've made lewd phone calls before, haven't you? At least Nick here is smart enough to be like, I'm not answering that. I know it's the killer calling. I gotta get to school. We'll find out if he's a student or if it's his first day substitute teaching. Hell, so far, the craziest thing happening is the flashbacks.
We only wanted him for routine questioning, but you tried to outrun the detectives. Why did they have to chase him?
What is happening here? It's like I'm watching an episode recap of the Rockford Files. So they pinned Robin's murder on a sex offender who's disfigured and is in an institution. Hurry, make sure he escapes so the events of the burning can happen. Whoever it is also going after more Halloween alumni. Wendy is played by Anne-Marie Martin, who escaped Michael's wrath in Halloween 2. She also co-wrote Twister, that's pretty cool. Even Michael Myers was supposedly in a cameo that was cut from the film. Does he just chase around anyone who looks like Laurie? And what kind of school is this? Save it for prom, you two! And please, use the complimentary student ashtrays that are inside every locker. Let me guess, this guy is weird too.
Now I know why Kim won't go out with me.
She likes girls.
It's better than kissing an ashtray.
Shouldn't you be teaching shop class, Mr. Hansy? And I think Nick is cheating on her.
See you later, lover.
I told her it was over.
No one can resist the power of my old Navy sweater. Bad news, though. There is a killer on the loose, but they want to keep it quiet. Make sure word doesn't get out. Sales for prom tickets are 80% of the town's economy. Also, we've got to test out the dance floor before the big night. Make sure no one will slip if we accidentally drop a little bit of cocaine. And are the school assholes just waiting around the corner for anyone to show up?
I mean, Nick is king of the prom, and you just happen to be queen of the prom. But that's as far as it goes, Hammond.
You look like you should be the dance teacher. Why are you so intense? Seriously, even their yearbook photos look like staff pictures. But she's gonna say the line that's in every prom night movie.
It's not who you go with, honey. It's who takes you home.
Yeah, loser has to go home with Slick and is then never seen again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just let the killer walk around in the open of the actual school.
Well, if you like it so much, why don't you taste it?
Then the killer was placed under arrest, no one died, and the movie is over. Kidding, just more tomfoolery. Back when you could wear a mask, beat the shit out of people in the school, and all you'll get is a good talking to. Send him to change his pants, at least. I think you kinda shat yourself a little there. There is another similarity between this and Terror Train that I like. Both have connections to skullduggery, as the lead Adam appeared in Terror Train, while this one has Michael Tuff, who was also in skullduggery. Let's take a break. I'm sure the characters need to step outside for a cigarette or something. While Michael Myers may not have a cameo in this, you can get a cameo from yours truly if you're looking for a shout out from birthdays to anniversaries or anything else. Head over to my Cameo page at cameo.com/theCinemaSnob. Hope to hear from you. We're back, and it's a film noir now.
I've got to get that bastard before he butchers someone else.
Please don't. It's a slasher. I'm here for the kills. Oh, and I guess these two patched things up as they're hanging outside this spectacular view from the track. I do appreciate the editing here, where they keep showing quick flashes to remind us which character is which. I would knock it for that, but it is helping. I still don't know about Lou, though. He looks like a whole person made from Buddy Repperton's neck sweat. I guess it's tennis class now. Practice your moves, ladies. Point your ass to the camera like we practice. It's the one the janitor likes the best, too. Okay, I know you're not the killer, but I also don't think you should be working at this school. Every offender in the area has got to be hanging around here. If they're not in the showers, they're still getting a good look outside the changing room too. It's okay. The sign requests that the perverts at least check in with the office first. That's what happens when you decide to hire the Zodiac Killer as your janitor. I mean, I'm sure I'd want to hang here too, but only because the theme is disco madness. I'm sad I wasn't invited. This is my cup of tea. I also like that it's a high school horror film where everyone is popular. It has its own Nancy Allen and John Travolta from Carrie, only they're just picking on other equally as popular characters. I guess it makes sense. Are there any other students at the school? So far, I'm getting the impression that only about 10 people go here. Really, anyone could be the killer. Who put these pictures up in their lockers? Who knows? Pick your pervert. Cut to the chase and arrest every side character in this. Seriously, even when they're getting ready for the magical night of prom, it's like they're hitting the streets for a brutal night of vengeance like in Miss 45. Also, Mom, Dad, I told you you can't also come to prom. You already went too far interrogating people as to who killed Robin. And the killer is right there. Yes, that vehicle would be perfect for my next family road trip. It screams pull off at the exit and eat at the Cracker Barrel. The killer lurking outside doesn't seem to bother Kim, though. The kid from Getting It On is usually lurking out there with cameras anyway. Now they are ready to go on their date before the babysitter shows up to take care of the kids. Seriously, like hell there's only a 6-year difference from the younger version to the characters now. One looks like she's killing time, waiting to audition to be someone's cousin on Dynasty. The others look like McConaughey and friends from Dazed and Confused got drunk drunk enough to try sneaking into the dance. I mean, I'm used to people looking older in these, but they make the cast of Porky's look like the cast of The Sandlot. What will totally win me over, though? The movie becoming the disco-themed drama it was meant to be. The soundtrack is the best part of it. That and the twist. Slick the Van guy has been Artie from The Simpsons this whole time. The soundtrack is interesting here. When the actors were dancing on set, they were listening to hits from Gloria Gaynor, Donna Summer, Patrick Hernandez, and more, but clearly they couldn't get the rights to have those in the film, so Paul Zaza made sound-alike songs in a matter of weeks. The fun is guessing which songs inspired them. Ah yes, Dancing in the Moonlight from the classic tribute band Queen Harvest. I do like the Prom Night title song, though, and Jamie Lee is a hell of a dancer. In fact, she was so well trained she did all of her own dancing. She was so good that sometimes doubles were used for the actors, like Casey Stevens. Why the hell wasn't my prom like this? This looks like they combined both Grease and Saturday Night Fever into one movie. They even used some of the same shots. My prom looked like we rented out a spare room at the DMV from moving violations. I don't know how much this works as a slasher, but as a dance movie, I'm into it. Don't think I'm still not paying attention, though. I know these extras aren't teenagers. Let's take another break. We're an hour into the movie, and even I've forgotten there's a killer wandering around here.
Now you can blush automatically with Revlon's new Super Lustrous Cream On Blush. It delivers color that goes on like cream, whiz like powder, so you can shape, shade, contour. Yes, you can. And baby, it's waterproof to stay on while you carry on. New automatic Super Lustrous Cream On Blush by Revlon. It's beautiful.
We're back, and it didn't take long for this prom to get rapey. I'm still sticking with she'd be safer in a room with the killer than she would be with her prom date, which is saying something because it's a scene where she's in a room with the killer and then dies. Oh well, if he takes out Creepy Slick in the van, perhaps he's doing the town a favor. Maybe I shouldn't joke. They do genuinely seem to like each other. That's more than I can say for the other couples in this, and this is a couple where he rolled up on her like Gacy in a clown car. Screw it, the more I'm talking, the more I am rooting for these two. Crap, I just cursed them, didn't I? Oh my god, save the joints! That's my entire income! In fairness, Slick has been on the neighborhood watch list for a while now. This good Samaritan was simply taking his shift far too seriously. He'll be fine. Just drive around in circles till the killer gets dizzy and falls out. Why are there just random cliffs in this town? I feel sorry for the van. Apparently they stole it to put it in the movie. I hope to God someone went to see this and was like, oh, what the hell? That's my van! Sure it is, Dad. Meanwhile, this seems par for the course for this prom. Not sure if it's the janitor or if he's supposed to be one of the freshmen. Who cares? Someone uninvited is gonna be in the restroom. Shit, sorry, forgot my axe. I'm getting a kick out of this scene for two reasons. The lighting here is good in the continued ghost town school halls, and the song playing is a sound-alike for Born to Be Alive. Don't know if she'll make it out in time before the studio steps in and requests more gore. The director wanted to make this a relatively bloodless affair and wanted to focus more on the suspense. The movie originally even received a PG until Avco Embassy Pictures said, no one is going to see a PG slasher. So they shot more gore and made it an R. My, how things changed when we got to the 2000s remake during that period where execs were like, slasher fans will like their movies edited to a PG-13, right? Here I kinda see why the studio would have wanted to step in. This cat and mouse sequence goes on for a pretty long time, honestly, all for it to just end like this. Okay, the van got a better death scene. There's good news, though. The burnt offender who escaped the institution has been caught. Like there's some other slasher that's been going on off-screen that the police assume is also the killer. The lieutenant is taking this well.
Well, I can start enjoying the prom. See you in the morning, Sayer.
What do you mean enjoy the prom? Get out of here, old man! He wants to stick around. The I Will Survive sound-alike is playing. Plus, someone needs to chaperone this because of the drunk janitor. And as for the students... Hey, what did we tell you? The restroom is the designated smoking area. The students are serious about fighting over this crown. It doesn't look like he's stealing the crown to become prom king. It looks like he's stolen the crown to become the official Burger King. Chopping the head off of Lou until it flies out on the dance floor aside, overall the movie is very, very standard. But it's a big step up from the Canadian slasher I watched last week. The soundtrack is fun, it's got some good dance scenes, but the kills aren't really anything to write home about, even though some can be funny. It's not a poorly made movie, but to compare it to Terror Train is the far better flick. That movie got bonus points, not just for the train gimmick, but also the costume party gimmick, plus its sleight of hand themes, a good climax, and the cinematography alone helped elevate it too. This one, I can see why it did okay at the box office, with its ad campaign and prom theme, and that poster. It hit during the right time during the slasher golden age. It's like it's both memorable and unmemorable. It's memorable in that it's a Jamie Lee Curtis movie and it became a franchise, but the actual contents of the movie are the unmemorable part. The characters are stock and reminiscent of other things like Carrie, and the killer is so generic that I've seen the movie before, but upon a rewatch, I couldn't remember who the killer was from when I saw it way back when. But the very, very 1980-ness of it does at least make it a good rental. I can't fault a movie whose climax has the heroes fighting an axe-wielding maniac on the dance floor, and for the killer to be like, "Ow! Being hit in the face with an axe hurts! I'm getting out of here and I'm gonna rethink my life." As for who the killer is, it was Robin and Kim's brother. Alright, he's got the motive, so makes sense. No loose ends, really. We can roll credits. No joke, it ends just like that. Oh, it was you? Okay, so long, audience. It ends when the hero just found out she's in a horror film. Give us this legacy sequel. It'll be hard to retcon that the killer isn't her brother, though. The adventures of Hamilton High proms will continue in 1987's Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2. Yet another prom that I was not invited to.
Mary Lou Maloney is back for the prom, and she's going to make sure it's a night you'll never want to remember. Hello, Mary Lou. Prom Night 2. Rated R.
Starts Friday. Consult your local newspaper for showtimes.